Bitcoin and especially Ethereum have both seen a very strong bounce from the lows. And on today's update video, I want to be exactly break down what the targets are of this potential bottoming structure of Bitcoin and Ethereum. On today's update video, I want to be talking about the most important levels of resistance we will be approaching right now. I will be talking about my next major trading setup, the exact charts that are telling us something about what is likely going to be happening next year, the liquidity heat map, the historical relief rally that always happens after the Q4 top is in for Bitcoin. I will be exactly discuss that, the exact reasoning why most likely we are indeed going to be seeing somewhat of a relief rally, and so much more on today's update video, including the fact I will be of course discuss the major Fusaka update that just went live on Ethereum, what this exactly means for the Ethereum price action, and historically what has happened whenever an Ethereum update comes out, and historically what happens to the price action whenever an Ethereum update comes out here. So this and so much more will be getting discussed. So don't forget to once again snap that like button back above 1000 likes will be highly appreciated, and let me jump straight away in today's update video. So before diving in towards the Bitcoin charts, I actually want to kick off this video with Ethereum, because if we are looking also at the ETH compared to Bitcoin chart, we can see Ethereum is starting to be bouncing from off this chart as well. And of course, the main reason why Ethereum is starting to bounce is due to this major upgrade we are getting towards the network. And to put it in perspective, the last upgrade we got was the Spectra update that happened on May the 7th of 2025. And in the following week, Ethereum surged up over 53% here, which was a massive surge. And to put it in perspective, the Spectra update that we are currently getting is an actual much bigger update towards the network than the Spectra update we got last time around here. Because the biggest problem on Ethereum right now is basically layer 2 congestion. Block capacity is going to be increased from 45 million to about 150 million. Basically, due to this update, it instantly gives Ethereum almost a 3x more room for transactions, smart contracts, and roll-up data. So more room means more activity, and more activity means more Ethereum is going to get burned, and more Ethereum is basically going to get used here. And this is actually not everything. Basically, what this updates mean here is that there's going to be faster confirmation, more stable gas fees, cheaper layer 2 transaction fees, less congestion during busy hours, and basically everything is going to be feeling much smoother. But if you want to be reading more about this update, make sure to go towards my Twitter page, because I've written a thread about it, basically explaining it all in detail. But basically, due to this update going live yesterday, Ethereum has seen a major push here, especially if you're going to compare it to Bitcoin. And yeah, I just woke up to a $3,200 ETH, and that is of course always something great to see. Ethereum also has bounced from this major level of previous resistance, now flipping into support. And yes, we are seeing that this major level of previous resistance here acted as support, also really corresponding with the Fibonacci golden pocket entry. But in my opinion, I do think that if we're going to be approaching the $3,600, it is going to be one of the major and biggest levels of resistance for ETH for sure. And I mean, if you've been watching the videos for quite a while right now, you do know I've been talking about ETH compared to Bitcoin, that a bounce was most likely going to be imminent. And now finally, we're starting to see somewhat of a bounce here. So hopefully we could see a continuation. If that is going to be happening, it's going to be spelling a very good period for ETH here. But all in all, we just have to wait and see how it's going to be playing out here. And maybe we're going to see similar price action compared to the Spectra update. But I must admit here that the sentiment in the market is right now completely different, because we have been, according to history, already past the 4-year cycle on Bitcoin. And that way, maybe people are going to be a little bit less believing in Ethereum. And so also the price will maybe not increase as much as it used to do whenever you are, of course, in the middle of that bull market period and everyone believes in the bull market. So I do want to give that for everyone out there. So I do want to give that information to everyone out there. Of course, if you want to be staying more up to date on the Ethereum price action, and if you want to be staying more up to date on all these roll-up trades, etc., they're all being shared in the private Telegram group here using the second link in today's video description. So make sure to join it. It's extremely valuable. There are many trading setups being shared over there. Also, you can even copy trade some of our elite traders, also me. So if you're interested in that, check it out in the private Telegram group here in the second link in today's video description. But let me right now jump in towards Bitcoin, because there are also a lot of interesting things about Bitcoin. First of all, we're right now once again seeing that rejection from the yearly open. This is, in my opinion, one of the most important levels of resistance for Bitcoin. And yes, we are creating somewhat of a W structure right now here. The structure is looking quite strong here. And yes, we can clearly see over here, this is just a major level of resistance for Bitcoin on the 4-hourly time frame. So the level where we're currently trading against, we need to see it getting broken in order to see that continuation. And of course, if you've been following the channel, you know I've been looking at this major trading setup, but I'm only going to take it whenever we're going to be hitting the highs or hitting the lows here, because I do believe it is too risky to trade Bitcoin right now in this region right here. So my strategy is going to be waiting. And since I'm also copy trading, I do only take trades with extreme caution and extreme good risk rewards there. So those are the trading setups I'm currently looking at. So for me, I just have to be a little bit more cautious. And if Bitcoin is going to be moving up, I would definitely take it. But let's say we're going to be having a big dump here, I would also definitely take it. Because if we're going to be approaching this major level of previous resistance again here, I do think that level is going to be a great time to be accumulating Bitcoin for sure. So let's see how that is going to be playing out here. Ultimately, Bitcoin is bouncing right now from off that 100 weekly moving average. I mean, I've talked about this level so many times already. Historically, to every single bear market, whenever you break below this level, you get a brutal bear market. It happened in 2018. It happened in 2022. It happened in 2021. It happened in 2022. And if this is going to be happening in 2026 or 2025, it is obviously going to be very brutal. So for sure, I will take this level with a lot of caution right now. And it will continue to keep you guys up to date here. But historically, after the Bitcoin 4-year cycle is officially in here, after the Q4 top is in here, which most likely, according to most of the data, is right now in here, unfortunately, we can see that historically Bitcoin tends to see a relief rally up towards the 200 daily moving average. And that level is currently laying around $109,000. Maybe if we're going to be approaching the time, it's going to be $108,000. But this is going to be one of the levels for in my interest to potentially open up somewhat of a short position. So in my opinion, I'm going to be interested from of $107,000. So it's going to be a very interesting period in the market. So of course, more about these trades later as we're going to be approaching it potentially. And of course, if you want to be staying up to date on these trades, join the VP Telegram group and subscribe to the channel, because I will share it in both socials. And if you're maybe thinking about training yourself, guys, there is right now an insane deposit bonus running on WeX after you sign up an account using that first link in today's video description. Because by signing up an account, you will not only get a 25% fee rebate, but also on top of that, guys, you will get a 50% future bonus on your first deposit to the exchange here. So if it sounds interesting and if you're looking for a safe and reliable exchange, check out WeX in the first link in today's video description. Further on, yeah, Bitcoin, most of the charts there are just currently showing us that, of course, on the weekly time frame, we're still creating this higher low structure over here on Bitcoin. But like I mentioned in many videos before as well here, in my opinion, I only want to be scaling in towards big trades here with long positions right now here, especially after we've seen such a big correction. Whenever I'm starting to see a bullish divergence, not a hidden one like we're currently seeing, because we're seeing a hidden bullish divergence. That is why I also think it's going to be likely we're going to be seeing a bounce higher. You can see here on the RSI, on the weekly time frame, a lower low. Chart is creating a higher low, and that means that we're creating a hidden bullish divergence. And usually after a hidden bullish divergence, Bitcoin at least tends to see a relief. And all the way up towards this level, it's going to be quite likely, in my opinion. And there's going to be a lot of euphoria return. Bitcoin is going to go probably above $100,000 again here. And yes, that is exactly in the scenario I've talked about many times before. So don't get me wrong. Yes, I am a little bit more bearish on the macro perspective on Bitcoin, but I do believe there's a very big chance we're going to be bouncing back towards the top side. And to about the level I am aiming for is going to be now about another 13% move higher. Obviously, Ethereum is going to be showing a lot of strength as well here. And 13% is also going to be corresponding with that $3,600 level on Ether. And in my opinion, a good time to load on towards shorts is maybe going to be between 3,600 and 3,700. So in this region right here. So that is personally where I'm going to be looking at for Ether to be accumulating my positions. So I'm going to keep you guys up to date here. It's going to be an exciting period here. But basically, this is the reason why Bitcoin has been strong. This is the reason why Ethereum has pumped so significantly. I truly hope you did learn something from this video. Subscribe to the channel and see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.